Hey players, welcome back into another episode. It's the Living Room Guitarist. I'm your host, Dan. Love to be your host. Love it if you were my guest, right? You know the premise of the show by now. We've done this a number of times. Love to have guests in here and feature them, you, your guitar playing, your creativity, your inspiration on the 6-string, the 12-string, acoustic, electric, whatever you love to play. It's all good. I don't care if you've been playing for 2 months or 20 years. It's just a love of the instrument and you like to make music. You're a living room player. Again, we're just amateur players. Obviously, we're not stars. We're not famous. We just have regular lives, day jobs. You know, we work for a living, but we love to play. Maybe you get a gig once in a while. Maybe you've got the chops for that. Yeah, hey, love to celebrate you. Love to hear what you play. Send me something anytime. It's livingroomguitarist@gmail.com. You've seen we've had several guests before. I'd like to keep that going and see if we can keep this project alive for a while. So let's just play together here. There's so much talent just hiding in living rooms around the country, just waiting to be discovered. Not because we want our name up in lights or something, just because we love to play guitar. We love to get together, hang out with folks who love to play guitar, swap ideas back and forth, help learn new things to try, become more interesting players, teach each other, inspire each other. It's all good. It's just fun to play. It's Memorial Day weekend as we film this here. I'm here in the living room because it's just dreary. This weekend has been a total rain out. I paid $30 yesterday for a bad haircut. It's just been that kind of a weekend here. So you know what? Let's just play guitar. I'm calling this the "There's Something in There" episode. You have to have one of those strokey beard moments when you do it. There's something in there. Sometimes you're just sitting around. You don't really have any particular purpose other than just to see what pops up as you noodle around the fretboard. And all of a sudden you pick up something and, well, there's something in there and you want to explore that. And I figured, well, I kind of stumbled onto something like that I wanted to share with my fellow living room players here. So I started around just this C chord here, just a plain bar chord, C. And what I did is I lifted off here, so I just left the bottom E and the B ring and just play that chord. And then I just kind of changed some fingerings here by lifting off. I'm not going to use this note here. I'm going to use I'm going to shift my fingers a little bit down here, and I'm going to use my C bass note, but I'm also going to bring in that E on the 2nd string on that 7th fret. And when you strum it like that, it sounds kind of interesting. So just using a 3rd there. And then you can shift here and just do those top 2 strings on 8. And just back and forth. And I think that's just got the start of a kind of a pretty progression here. Places you could go with it, you know. Again, we're just kind of making this up as we go along, riffing as it were. But I just like just changing those little bass notes at the top. And just playing a C. Do some of these other open chords down here if you want. I don't know, there's just a lot of directions you could go with this, but there's just something in there. I think that's just a nice pretty chord to play it like that variation of a C. It's got some kind of 80s new wave Depeche Mode wannabe kind of a vibe to it, doesn't it? Yes, I am that old. Strumming patterns abound, picking patterns abound, finger style, pick it, whatever. You just got so many choices, you know, and you can kind of walk it back. Oh, I don't know, you know, you could just make up chords. Sometimes there's beauty in ugliness, or sometimes you do something ugly and it gets your attention, and then all of a sudden you start creating around that, and what's ugly isn't so ugly anymore. I don't know. That's just living room playing. I think that's just any kind of guitar playing, you know? You just kind of see what grabs you and what you can develop with it, and you think, hey, there's something in there. And you just keep working with it and experimenting. You just never know what you're going to run into. So, you know, there's something in there, all right? Love it with this variation on a C, changing the fingering to just give yourself some other notes to play and see where it takes you. Yeah, it can get pretty ugly, but the creative process sometimes is that way. But it's just fun to sit and noodle around on your fretboard and find what you can find. And next thing you know, you're surprising yourself and you're enjoying just playing your instrument, right? Sometimes it can get frustrating when you want something from it. You know, you don't want something, just play and see what happens. You know, be surprised what comes out under your fingers, and you've got some cool things to work around here, right? I was working with something on an E. Maybe we'll try that on a next episode. Just sort of a riff on an E. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Listen, it's livingroomguitarist@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. Love to have you in here as a guest on the show. Come to you, set up something over a virtual platform, and find out what it is that brings you to this instrument and what keeps you here, what inspires you, what drives you to play, right? Share it with your fellow living roomers, and we've got this nice community of amateur guitar players who just love their instrument and love to play. We'll see you on the next episode here.